Welcome, curious minds, to another deep dive.
Hello.
Today, we're taking on quite a story: the concise history of the Netherlands.
It's a fascinating one.
Our mission, really, is to go beyond just the dates. We want to uncover those key moments, the surprising shifts, and the things that really define this nation.
Yeah.
We'll explore how such a geographically quite a small place managed to have such a huge impact historically, from ancient tribes right up to today.
And it's definitely more than just a list of events. We're aiming to unpack how these things connect, how one thing led to another,
Right.
and why it all still matters for understanding the Netherlands now, its unique identity, its influence. You should really think as we go about how those past struggles forged what is, I think, a very resilient and innovative society.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So to really get it, we have to start way back. Before the Netherlands even existed as a concept, this area, initially, it was home to various Celtic and Germanic tribes, just adapting to a landscape that's always been about water, right?
Absolutely fundamental. And that water-defined landscape sets the stage for, well, pretty much everything that follows.
And then the Romans arrive. Big shift.
A huge shift. They came in, conquered the southern part, made it part of the empire. But the crucial bit, geographically speaking, was the Rhine River.
Okay.
That became the northern frontier of the Roman Empire. And it wasn't just a line on a map. It was heavily fortified. It shaped settlements, trade, the whole interaction between the Roman world and the Germanic peoples for centuries. Really unique groundwork.
So Rome falls. That central power vanishes. What comes next? Sounds like instability.
Definitely instability, a lot of shifting around. Eventually, the area falls under various Frankish kings, and then, of course, Charlemagne and the Carolingian Empire.
Right, the big one.
But here's where it gets really interesting for the Low Country specifically. After Charlemagne's empire fragments, the land splinters. Big time.
Into smaller pieces.
Exactly. The 9th, 10th centuries, you see these feudal territories emerging. Think the County of Holland, Zeeland, the Duchy of Brabant. These distinct entities.
You'd think fragmentation means decline, maybe.
You might, but actually it's during this very period that trade starts to seriously pick up. Cities begin to grow, especially in places like Flanders and Holland.
Huh. How come?
Well, partly it's the challenges themselves, managing water, needing to cooperate.
Yeah.
It fostered certain kinds of economic activity. It's a sort of hidden foundation for the prosperity that comes much, much later.
Okay, fast forward a bit. 16th century. Now the Netherlands are part of the huge Spanish Habsburg Empire.
Yeah, a major European power controlling vast territories.
And this really sets the stage for conflict, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. The Dutch revolt against Spanish rule, the 80 Years' War, as it's often called, kicks off in 1568.
80 years.
A long, long struggle, driven by religion, politics, economics, a real mix. But a key moment, a turning point, is 1581.
What happened then?
The Union of Utrecht. Essentially, the northern provinces got together and declared independence. It was initially a defensive pact, but it basically became the constitution of the new Dutch Republic. Quite radical for its time, this Republican idea.
But Spain didn't just say, okay, fine.
Oh, definitely not. The war dragged on. Full international recognition only came way later, 1648, with the Treaty of Westphalia. That's the official birth certificate of the independent Dutch Republic.
And from that fight, something amazing emerges. The 17th century, the Dutch Golden Age, it just seems explosive.
It really was. You go from this newly independent state born out of conflict to, well, a global powerhouse.
But what defined it? How on earth did they manage that?
It's a great question. Several things came together. They built arguably the strongest navy in Europe.
Crucial for trade.
Absolutely. And they built a global trade empire spearheaded by the VOC, the Dutch East India Company. This thing was unprecedented, part corporation, part state, huge powers.
Wow.
And then culturally, you have giants like Rembrandt, Vermeer, an incredible flourishing of arts and sciences.
But the how? How did this small republic do it?
It seems to be a mix. Their republican structure favored merchants. They had a degree of religious tolerance, attracting skilled people fleeing persecution elsewhere.
Ah, like the Huguenots.
Exactly. And just a very pragmatic, commercial focus, innovation, investment, less tied to old aristocratic ways. It was a potent combination. They really punched above their weight.
But, as always, things change. Golden ages don't last forever.
No, they don't. By the 18th and 19th centuries, you see a relative decline, Dutch economic power, naval strength. It starts to wane compared to, say, Britain and France, who were rising.
And France becomes a major factor, right? Directly.
Very directly. The French Revolution spills over. French troops invade in 1795. They set up the Batavian Republic.
Which is basically controlled by France.
Pretty much, yeah. A sister republic, they called it. French revolutionary ideals, but under their influence. Then Napoleon takes charge more formally in 1806, makes it the Kingdom of Holland, puts his brother Louis on the throne.
Until Napoleon's defeated.
Right. After Waterloo, 1815, the map gets redrawn again. The Congress of Vienna creates the United Kingdom of the Netherlands.
And this time it includes Belgium.
It did, yes. The idea was to create a stronger state north of France. A buffer.
But that didn't stick either.
No, it was a fairly short-lived union, only 15 years. In 1830, Belgium revolted and broke away to become independent.
Why? Just too different.
Largely, yes. The significant cultural, language, religious differences. The union felt forced, really. So Belgium goes its own way, further defining the modern borders of the Netherlands.
Okay, moving into the 20th century. Big global changes, world wars.
Indeed. World War I, the Netherlands managed to stay neutral, a difficult balancing act.
But World War II was different.
Completely different. Neutrality didn't work this time. Nazi Germany invaded in 1940. A brutal occupation followed, lasting until liberation in 1945.
A traumatic period.
Deeply traumatic. But what's remarkable is the post-war period. Intense rebuilding, yes, but also significant economic growth, and crucially, a real turn towards European cooperation.
Learning the lessons of the war.
Exactly. The understanding that collective security, economic integration, these were vital. They became foundational members of what would become the EU.
And there was another huge post-war change. Decolonization.
Yes. Indonesia, the jewel of the Dutch East Indies, had declared independence during the war. After a difficult, sometimes violent struggle, the Netherlands formally recognized Indonesian independence in 1949.
A major shift in their global standing.
A profound shift. Losing the empire forced a reorientation.
So bringing us towards today, how did the Netherlands find its modern role?
Well, it really embraced being a global citizen, you could say. It was a founding member of NATO, the UN, the EU, as we mentioned, a strong commitment to international law and multilateralism, things, The Hague.
Right, the International Court of Justice.
Exactly. And internally, today it's known for its liberal democracy, social tolerance, though these things are always debated, of course, and a highly advanced, innovative economy.
Still punching above its weight, perhaps.
Yeah. In many ways, yes, technologically, economically, and the political structure is a constitutional monarchy parliamentary system. King Willem-Alexander is the current head of state as of 2025.
What an incredible sweep of history, from those tribes by the water, through feudal lords, a global empire born from revolt, occupations, recovery. It's quite a narrative.
It really is. Building a nation, losing an empire, finding a new role as this kind of beacon of liberalism and international cooperation. You really appreciate the sheer length and complexity of that journey.
Yeah, those foundational moments, the challenges, you can still feel them shaping the country today.
I think if you connect it all, the big theme that keeps emerging is, well, it's that adaptability, that resilience.
How so?
Think about it. Literally shaping their land against the water, using water for defense, then trade. That required constant innovation, cooperation,
right,
and then adapting politically, socially, embracing trade when others focused on land, embracing a certain tolerance, rebuilding after devastation, shifting focus from empire to Europe. It's a constant process of adaptation.
Leveraging challenges into strengths, almost.
Precisely. From water management to building a progressive social fabric, it's a powerful thread running through their entire history.
That's a really insightful way to frame it.
Yeah.
So for you, our listener, something to perhaps think about.
Go on.
How might that legacy, especially from the Golden Age, that intense focus on global trade, on cultural exchange, on innovation, how might that continue to shape the Netherlands' approach to the world, to international relations, to tackling new challenges here in the 21st century?